Hello everybody, this is the 10th video of how to get to Burning Man. So this is the video that I feel like is the most important. This is how do you mentally prepare. You know, you have at this point, if you've watched all the videos and gotten ready and you have everything, maybe this is a few weeks before the event. You can start mentally preparing before that, but take some time to mentally prepare. Once you have everything that you feel like you could possibly need or want with you, take some time to mentally prepare. So I'm going to wear this unicorn crown to channel all of the Burning Man principles and explain them the best I can and how to actually use them, and then add some pieces of how do you mentally prepare as well. So again, maybe you've already gotten all of your things, but you need to take time to realize what you're going to, what you've signed up for, and how to really create amazing moments. It's important. So the 10 principles of Burning Man were created at the beginning of these events and have kind of withstood the test of Burning Man time. So they're very important to the Burning Man community. They're very important on, helping you figure out ways to participate. And they're guidelines. They're not enforced, but they are encouraged. And so that's why they're important. So how do you live these things out in your everyday life, which I encourage you to do before you even go to Burning Man, incorporate these ideas, but also when you're there. How do you do this? And how do you prepare yourself? So the first one is radical inclusion. So that means anybody that's there is allowed to participate in anything. There is no VIP. There are no boundaries. You are supposed to allow everyone to participate, and you are allowed to participate in everything. And you should, to the best of your ability or whatever you want to create. So it's just radical inclusion, not judging other people, allowing everybody to be incorporated into things that are happening, and appreciate the human existence for what it is. So doing that, thinking about that before you even go in, understanding that you're going to be talking to strangers and you're going to be communicating with a wide variety of people. Not judging them for who they are before they came to Burning Man or while they're there, and including them in anything that they want to be included in, because then that will in turn happen for you as well. Gifting. I talk an entire video about gifting, so please refer to that. But Burning Man works on a gifting system, which means you're only bringing money for coffee, ice, and if you have an RV, to reload the water of the RV and to dump the RV, possibly. No other money at all. That means that people are bringing things to give to you, and you should be also thinking about and incorporating things that you can bring to them. And that doesn't mean material. It could mean just giving a hug, thinking these things through, coming up with ideas before you even go into the event. And like I said, it can be as small as a hug, which is actually a very big gift, or it can be as big as whatever your camp may be giving away, like a full open bar. Decommodification. There is no commercial sponsorships, there's no transactions, there's no advertising at Burning Man, so just don't bring any of that with you. Art is art there. It is not related to creating some form of economy or monetizing the situation. That doesn't mean that business things don't happen out there. There's actually a lot of very business-minded individuals that go to Burning Man, and they end up having creating connections that happen at Burning Man and use those on the outside world in the other economy system. So it doesn't mean that you can't be thinking about these things or making relationships that maybe translate into business transactions outside of the atmosphere, but directly bringing those things or advertising those things is frowned upon. So, radical self-reliance, relying on yourself. This is both materialistically relying on yourself, but also internally relying on yourself. So think about that before you even come. You know, I've given you a lot of videos and a lot of suggestions on things that you need to bring, and also things you may not need to bring. You need to bring enough so that if something happens, if there's nobody that shows up at Burning Man, that you would be able to survive with food and water for that week, and possibly shelter as well, obviously. But internally, these are decisions to make before you even go in there. If you're deciding to do drugs, if you're deciding that you want to drink a lot of alcohol, if you're deciding that you're going to go to the temple one day to say goodbye to your brother that passed away the year prior, you need to think about what your mindset is going to be on those things, or what it possibly could be, the negative outcome, maybe the worst possible outcome, and plan for that to rely on your own internal resources. So saying to yourself, if I get too drunk, what am I going to do? Or how do I make it so that I don't get to that point? Where are my safety places if I get to that point? Where is the EMT tent? Where are the tents that are created and their gift is to kind of calm you down if you have a bad trip of some sort? You know, thinking about those things before. What are you going to do right after you go to the temple? What are you going to do to prepare yourself before you go into that experience? Because it's heavy. There are heavy moments. And you need to mentally be preparing yourself for that. Like when I went to the temple, after that, I went back to my camp. I went back to my RV, and I took a few hours to myself. I didn't want to participate in dancing or hanging out with my friends. I wanted some internal moments and some space to just kind of process. So plan those things out for those specific moments if you're going to have them. And just figure out and create safety for yourself. Who are your safe people? Will they be there? Do you want them to come with you for certain things? Radical self-expression. Whatever you wear, like a unicorn horn, or whatever you decide to not wear, if you decide to be naked, that all is radical self-expression. It's a gift to Burning Man itself. Whatever you wear or not wear. So it should be celebrated. It should be respected. So understand going into this event that you should be respecting other people and what they choose to do. That also includes, the fact that there are children at Burning Man. There needs to be a level of respect that you give to that particular community. A lot of people judge that there are children there. And I would say and challenge you to think outside of the box and understand why they are there, and understand the parents that bring them there, because there are some wonderful people and there are some wonderful children, and it's for everyone. And rather than judging maybe why they came, talk with them about why they came. Talk with them about why they bring their kids. It's all, this radical inclusion and self-expression and acceptance and participation. So not judging others and really participating yourself. Planning things out for what you're going to wear or not wear. Because you are art as well. And it's so fun. Communal effort. So we create Burning Man. You are Burning Man. We are all Burning Man. Whoever gets there is Burning Man. And that means that we, protect the community and space itself, both by picking things up off the ground, but also protecting it once you leave. And what I really mean by that is representing the event once you go. Because once you have gone, you understand a little bit more about what it is. It's still hard to explain, trust me. But I think you have a more balanced view of what it is. It's not all drugs, it's not all rock and roll, it's not all spiritual, it's not all children, it's not all adults, it's not all art, it's not all music. And representing that to the best of your ability is now one of your responsibilities to the community. It's a communal effort to understand and protect the community that you are now a part of once you go. Civic responsibility. So we are, although it is Burning Man, and the laws are a little bit looser, the rules are a little bit bendable, we are still a part of a system within the U.S. We are still part of a law system within Nevada itself. So respecting and understanding the police there, respecting and understanding that they are there for a reason, and they're there to protect you, and they are not there, to berate you, but you need to respect the system that we are in, because we are still in that system, and we have a responsibility to respect it as well. So going the speed limit in and out, which I highly suggest you do anyway, because you're going to get pulled over, but understanding and participating in a way that you're still responsible to the community. Leave no trace. This is so important. It's a very large concept of Burning Man. It's actually been brought to other events outside of Burning Man. It really means leave no trace. It means even the tiniest little string you need to pick up, the tiniest little piece of wood that falls off of an art piece and you notice it, you need to pick up. And that may be about bringing a bag with you that you just attach to yourself. It may be about bringing a fanny pack that you can put things in. It may be about planning that your outfit has pockets so you have something to put items into, and being very responsible of that for yourself. My suggestion going into the event, take off all tags that you have of new things that you've bought, remove all stickers, take things out of packaging like granola bars. I take all the packaging out of the granola bars and I put them in a reusable container because it's less trash. Just so be respectful and understanding of leave no trace and really respond to that, and bring all your shit with you out of Burning Man, including your bicycle. Bring your bicycle out. There are places in Reno that you can donate. Even if you rode, an airplane to Reno, there are places even at the airport to give your bike away. So take them out, because it takes a lot of time for them to take those items out with them and remove them on their own. And the last two related to the principles are participation and immediacy. And they're extremely important to how to make the most out of Burning Man. You need to be present. If you've practiced mindfulness or meditation, this concept is not new, but it may be new to you if you haven't. Being present means focusing on what's in front of you, not looking at a phone, not looking at a camera, talking eye to eye, making connections, looking at art, dancing, having conversations, looking at the stars, creating moments, creating a world within a world. And doing so means being immediate as well, being present and participating. Participating may be, dancing with everybody at a concert out there, or it may be, volunteering at certain camps to give things away or make something. It may be about painting someone's face. It may be about driving one of the art cars if they need someone to drive. Or it may be about helping somebody that fell off their bicycle. It's about participating and creating immediacy. Whatever you do adds to Burning Man. That doesn't mean you always have to be doing something. Sometimes quiet moments, that is still doing something, but sometimes quiet moments are just as participatory as moments where you're laughing and speaking to others. So plan accordingly. A lot of people will take their camera or phone with them for one day or a few hours out of one day and take all the pictures that they want of the art and their experience, and then the rest of the trip they will not have it with them. Plan to tell people that you won't be answering emails or phone calls, and you probably won't even be able to have access anyway because there's very little Wi-Fi out there to begin with, or service. So plan these things and be present, and try to leave as much drama as you can behind with your friends. Have conversations with them about the importance that you want this to be a present thing, that you don't want to, bring up past issues if you feel like they can't be responsible for how they may take those things. Sometimes there are great cathartic moments out there with friends where you are communicating your needs and wants, and it does lead to a wonderful outcome. But sometimes it may not be the place to actually have those conversations. So think about those things and talk with the people that you're coming with, and have everybody kind of on the same page with that. That leads me to another aspect if you're going in a group. Bring the right people. So Burning Man is for anyone, but that does not mean that Burning Man is for everyone. There's a lot of people that it's too stimulating. You will be stimulated with visual, auditory, tactile, taste, and olfactory systems the entire time you are there. It is a lot. It is very intense, especially the first 24 hours for anybody that is new. So one, prepare yourself for that. Prepare yourself that it's going to be a lot of things all at once, but your brain will adjust. And by the end of it, it will feel like less is going on. But the first 24 hours is pretty difficult. But what I mean for bringing other people is realize who you're thinking of bringing. Can they handle that? Can they handle the emotional up and down that may happen from going to the temple and seeing a lot of people really processing some emotional shit to then going to, a very happy moment or a very angry moment or whatever's going on, or being left alone to do their own thing? Can they handle those things? Have these conversations before you even go in. Can they handle not showering? This is a large thing. I used to really want to push people to go to Burning Man, and then the more conversations I have, the more I start to think that, it really isn't for everybody. And some people really like to be clean, and some people really like to have a lot of sleep, and it's not for everyone. So don't push everybody into it. Make sure that who is going with you wants to go and really wants to go and understands what they're signing up for. Give yourself breaks during the day and nights to calm down and unwind and process. Bring cozy pajamas. Have moments where you're actually sleeping. Sleep may look different than what you planned it to look like. You may sleep during the day for a little bit. You may sleep a few hours at night. But regardless, make sure that you're still taking care of yourself like you would outside. It just may look a little bit different. Rest prior to going in. I talk about this in the video about getting there, but it's seriously, you'll thank yourself later that you've prepared yourself, you're rested, you're able to go in. Follow my advice from other videos related to getting there. Set everything up the moment you land in there, because once you get going, it's hard to really do that later on, especially if you're in a large group. Just take 30 minutes to do all of that so that you can be fully present later and you're not getting in an argument because nothing was set up before everybody ran off. So just take some moments to do that. It'll help you be present. Break down everything the day or night before you plan on leaving. So again, when you get to that last moment, you're not frustrated with who you've came with. Everybody gets very tired at the end of the event, so it's really about, having conversations about what are we going to do to make this a seamless process when we leave so we don't snap at each other, because that happens and it's unfortunate. And you want to try to leave in as much of a balanced or happy place as you can. So reducing these things before and problem solving can be very helpful. And have a balanced view of the event. It's not all going to be roses and it's not all going to be thorns. But going into an event like this and expecting that it's always going to be happy moments, you're leading yourself up for failure. Understand that there's going to be ups and downs and that it's all about the entire thing. It's such a beautiful event, and if you can accept everything for what it is, even the negative parts, you're going to be a lot more grateful for the amazing positive parts that happen. It's just like real life. I mean, you can't have amazing moments without some negative moments that happen. Know that this experience will be very similar to that, especially if you're bringing some emotional baggage in that you're trying to let go of. There's going to be time that you need to process. And if you have a negative moment or a moment where you feel upset or angry, walk away. The beauty of Burning Man is that you can be as independent as you need to be. I would tell you to explore independently regardless. Go for a few hours and explore by yourself outside of your friend group, because it allows you to explore internally who you are as a person without influence from people you know. But if you have a negative experience with who you're with, just take a moment and walk off. Literally walk into the deep playa and go meet new people for a few hours. Give yourself some time to calm down and have a different perspective. Believe in yourself that you guys will find peace and come back and revisit it later on. So I think that that's a lot of what I want to say. One thing I do want to say is couples, it can be tough for couples that go to this event. Everyone has their own agenda, which is why it's tough for friends as well. You're never going to see everything. You're never going to do everything. So you just need to communicate between whoever you're with before going about what that's going to look like. You know, take some time to be with each other and have great moments, but also prepare yourself and take time to do things individually, because you're going to want to see different things. And allowing the space for that to be okay. I think that's how couples make it work. And whatever you do out there, it is art. Anything you decide to do. If you decide to stand still, if you decide to wear a hat, if you decide to dance, if you decide to talk, if you decide to stay silent, you are art. We are all art. When we are out there, we are all art in the real world as well. You are Burning Man, and relish in the accomplishment of getting there. Relish and accept all that comes, negative, positive, accept it all and be happy and accomplished for yourself. There is some amazing moments that can be had out there. The night when the man burns is so special because you really feel like you've created something with this entire community. And we are all so lucky to have you if you come to the event. And I hope that this helps you feel like you can come and that you're welcome. And, you know, just come find me. If you need a friend and you can't find anybody, come and try to find me, because I will be your friend out there, and we will create some wonderful moments together. And I just really hope that this has helped you get the confidence to be able to go and plan everything out. And I really hope to see you out there. So I'm usually at Camp Trifecta on the Esplanade. Sometimes we're around 7, sometimes we're around 8. But look us up. We have a huge playground. And I really hope to see you out there, because if you're watching these videos, you have the ability to do it. You had the ability before the videos, but now you definitely do. So I can't wait to see you, and have a wonderful time if I don't. Love you.